Test.
I pulled up in that 18th, let it repeat buggy. Had to switch to hue cause I'm LA boy smuggy, but more likely to get hurt by somebody who love me. My lady, she don't trust me. Know I'm a sick puppy. Know that women throw themselves.
Well, hello there. Tired. Well, hello there. You don't get tired. Where's the remote? Pass me the remote. Cut that off. Just cut it off. We don't get tired. We don't get tired. Welcome back to Disrupt and Discuss, where we disrupt but the shit that we discuss. You know, our goal is to help people change their moral compass one day at a time, just a little bit, you know, because as a culture, everybody like to say that, right? The culture, as a culture, we ain't doing too good, you know. Fuck all the 50-50 talk. We here to talk about bringing people together. We here to talk about, you know, reuniting the black power and the black family. What up, though? How was your day?
It was good. It was quiet.
It was good. It was quiet.
Yeah, it was good. It was quiet.
I had a cool day.
How was yours?
It was alright. I just, people just irk me. I haven't been feeling people-y. I don't like that. Because I'm a very affable individual, and I don't like that. I really dislike, like, a lot of people. Like, and not my personal people, but I mean, like, public.
For other
like,
people.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, strangers, not, like, my people. I love my circle of people, thank God. But I'm talking about, like, just being out in the public. Like, I don't know if it's because of, like, the economy, the times, whatever. Like, people suck, bro. Like, I just don't.
I think the energy.
It's crazy. Yeah, like, and people suck. And I'm just, like I said, I was raised well, so to say. Like, so I speak to everybody, you know. I'm a hey, how you doing kind of person. We got to work on that, too. Black men don't like to greet each other. Like,
no, I think that's only because you're from New York.
Nah.
Yes.
Yo, I be seeing black men in Bergen County, and I always joke, I got to break the ice.
That's second New York.
All right. Connecticut.
When you go down south. That's second New York.
You're right.
Tri-state area.
Nah, you're right.
It's the tri-state area.
Right. I take that back. Meaning in the north. Correct.
Tri-state area though.
No, just the north.
Because
until you get to like Virginia, Maryland, even like down all the way down the Delta, like down the Eastern Seaboard, even going up, like going in Connecticut, going in Boston and all that, and niggas don't greet each other. So you're right. Like, I'm telling you from experience, like, when you see a black dude you don't know, it's like one eye open type shit. Like, fuck is this nigga up to? They don't see black men and feel welcome. Like, and fuck black men. Black communities, like most black, especially poor communities, you can't go into a black poor community without motherfuckers feeling like, fuck this nigga doing over here. Who is he? You get what I'm saying? Like, you see any other ethnicity go into a community where everybody look like them and they embrace them with open arms.
Yeah. We
don't have that. Scary. Because if I went to...
I mean, you have to look at our environment, right? We were raised. So, you, in the hour, I don't want to say you can't be friendly, right?
Everybody not street dudes, though. That's a street
no, they don't have to be street. Okay, so if someone's on public transportation and they're just going to work, right? Mm-hmm. They can't just be sitting on the train smiling because they feel like, somebody's going to take advantage of.
That's my point. But that's street. That's so what I learned. Project.
It's fucking crazy people in the city.
Yeah, I'm not saying it ain't, but I learned it I'll speak for Project, right? The rules in the projects come from jail. Like, those project rules are jail rules. Like, yo, don't be smiling at niggas. Like, that's prison shit. Like, when your community shouldn't be like that, because you should know the people in your community. If you moved into my community and you had a brother or whatever, it shouldn't be that I'm looking at the brother like, yo, who the fuck is this nigga just moving? Oh, this is the dad, though. And now I almost don't want to be cool with this nigga because I like his sister or whatever the case may be. Or just in case shit don't go the way I want it to, I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird like that coming from, like, those rules are whack rules. Where we, like, I'm speaking from, like, projects.
Well, I'm not saying, like, literally that's the case, but that's what it is.
So I feel like that automatically goes into why people have these ideologies. I think that's the root of it. And then, like, to your point, then the rest of the world's crazy. So you come from an environment where people tell you, don't be smiling at motherfuckers, they don't think you... So now you carrying this shit with you into environments that are not like that. I remember the first time I went to Virginia, they had the 25-cent sodas in the vending machine, and there was one outside the supermarket. It must have not been plugged or whatever. So this one I was like a Pepsi fiend, like a Pepsi head, and I was like, oh shit, they got Pepsis for $0.25. I was like, yo, I grabbed one. I was gonna get a bunch, right? So actually, I did. I got me, my man Kev, my other man, whatever. I grabbed whatever. When I went to drink it, shit was on fire, which was crazy. Like, it was like hot. So I was like, yo, I launch it. New York shit. I ain't know no better. I was young. I threw it and it just spent through the whole, it felt like a movie. It felt like it just spit through the whole market area. And an older woman said to me, boy, you better pick that kid up. And I was like, mind your fucking business. New Yorker, right? Rude, right? Older woman, not old, but like a little older than me at the time. I'm like, mind your fucking business, right? Being a rude New Yorker. Yeah, I had some work to get to where I'm at now, right? Because I was a product of my environment, not excusing it. It was disgusting, right? So as she did that, like everybody was like, boy, watch your mouth and pick that kid up. And I've never had anybody speak to me like that. It's like, you know, like that didn't know me rather, right? So in my neighborhood, I would never do something like that because I knew the consequences. I might go back and tell my mom, my pops, whatever, right? That was the first time somebody who wasn't like a complete stranger who was older than me and looked at me like, young boy, get your shit together, right? But I say that to say this. I was out there with those ideologies. Fast forward, we go somewhere, dude was like, hey, what's up? I took it as he was like, what's up? I'm like, what up? What the fuck you mean, what up? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you doing? And then it hit me like, oh, he's saying hello. So that was the beginning of me learning that outside of where I live is like really like the smudge of the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? At least the rest of the country for that matter, right? And I had to learn that. So back to where we started, when I got back to my environment, to your point, I had to turn that shit off and be right back to, I don't trust nobody, don't smile around.
Because your environment, you feel like not throw places in the trash can. Because I grew up in the hood, but I didn't litter.
But you didn't grow up in a project.
I grew up in tenements.
Okay. I know, so that's why I tell you, like, there's a big...
But my family...
No, see...
It's from the projects, though. I'm not saying that, though, but, like, my family's from the projects. Like, literally, everyone...
But you didn't live there.
But I spent a lot of my time there. I spent more time in the projects than I did in my own neighborhood.
So when you started going to the projects?
For as long as my grandmother lived there.
And when you went down there, you were supervised, correct?
Yes and no.
No. Stop. They can't be yes and no. When you were down
when we were outside, we were not supervised.
Right? Now, we were never supervised.
No, but I'm just saying.
Hold on.
We just didn't litter, though. Even them, as project people.
I'm not saying everybody in the projects litter. That's not the case. But a large majority do. Like, we use the windows in the projects.
We were like the ones, we cleaned our whole...
First of all, y'all lived on the first floor. So, that y'all didn't throw shit up. They did live on the first floor.
I mean, the first
floor. Okay. And it's in the front of the building. So, they're not going to throw shit out the window because...
I'm not saying not throw something.
No, I was getting to that. So, we did stuff like... The average person used the project window like a garbage disposal. Like, a motherfucker will walk past the garbage to throw some shit out the window where I grew up at, which was crazy. And it took me leaving that. So this is why I want to, that's part of one of the things I want to start. I want to take children out of that environment.
Like why dogs don't shit or piss where they sleep, right? So it's literally the
that's why,
that.
No, and that's why I said they're worse than dogs.
So it's like, why would you do that? I never understand people who smoke and they drop the Dutch guts or whatever was back down to mental health anymore. But it's like, you're gonna come sit on these same benches and why
it's mental
are
health.
You littering? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I think it's mental health. I think we have a large mental health problem in the projects, and most people don't. Most people not. So I didn't know no better. So when I say you were supervised, meaning you still had adults around, right, when you went there because you didn't live there. So that was more of a reason for those people to be protective of you because you're not a resident of there, right? And then you had a mom that ain't take no shit, had a pop that ain't take no shit. So people are not gonna, your family rather, are gonna make sure you're good. My parents worked all the time. I raised myself. So now I'm hanging out with crack babies and kids whose mothers is the same thing.
So even the adults that were around
wasn't no adult. That's why I said you were supervised. We weren't supervised. So your social influence is always going to be bigger than parental influence, right? So now with my friends, what do my friends do? They open down lanes, whatever. They throw the wrapper on the floor. They gotta pee. They don't go in the house and pee. They go piss in the staircase, or they piss off the elevator, the door. You open the door, you piss in between the elevator. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was we did all of these things we saw, right? We this was learned behavior. It was like, yeah, nobody literally taught me, hey, when you gotta pee, you see that staircase over there, go pee there. My friend said he had to pee. I saw him go pee, so when I had to pee, that's what I did. You get what I'm saying? So when I remember crossing the street, right? You was the first person to go, why are you not crossing at the crosswalk? Nah, shit was, we could laugh about it now, but I thought you was crazy.
You literally jaywalking.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen people get hit by cars.
I did too. I grew up on and you would think, no, I've seen
Avenue.
No, but First Avenue ain't have nothing on Webster Avenue. This is a fact. You can Google it. Like summertime, we averaged 2 or 3 people getting hit, like at minimum.
So then why did you still jaywalk?
Social influence. You're right. So there's a lot of things we could say. Why do people do? And that's a great thing, right? Like,
but at the time I was a kid, I didn't know it was considered jaywalking, right? Or you would get a fine.
But you knew it was wrong.
No, my parents was just like, cross the crosswalk.
No, you had to know. But
I just followed
when I say you knew it was wrong, because you knew to tell me not to do it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you just said, all right.
You're not waiting for the light.
Yeah, it was like, and I thought you was crazy because there was no cars coming. So for me, I was like, and no cars coming for me was the car was mad far. So I'm like, that car all the way in Yonkers, we in the Bronx, like, so yeah. So and you showed once I being around you, I started paying attention to that. Don't do that. Whenever I not cross at the crosswalk, you don't even be around me like that to know if I cross at the crosswalk. So you be in your own space, man. Breaking up old shit. When was the last time you seen me not walking the crosswalk?
I mean, I haven't seen you walk. So
that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying.
So how you gonna say you still do that?
I'm really trying to think. But I haven't seen you walk like a regular neighborhood street. Seriously, so I couldn't call it a city block or anything like that. But maybe we take a venture around New York and.
Nah, I ain't even picturing shit around there. That place is crazy.
I don't know. I always felt like that. Littering, walking, spitting on the floor. Oh my God, that drives me insane.
What made me stop spitting? One day I was on the block and we all was out there. It was like 4 of us, and all 4 of us in between, like while we was talking, it was just like everybody was just spitting. And then I went to bust a move, came back, and I saw like we was literally surrounded by saliva, and I was like, yo, this is disgusting. Like, and I would spit seeing someone spit.
I cringe when people spit around.
It makes me spit. So when they was spitting all the time, it would make me spit, and that's what happened. So I just but I
don't think a lot of people are aware though that it's not normal to spit, but not because it's disgusting. And a lot of times when you spit up mucus, it's because you're congested. You shouldn't have a buildup of mucus, so they take some sea moss.
And most of the people smoke a lot.
Smoke is not,
Yeah. But you're right about that. I say that all the time. I'm like, yo.
But not necessarily saying weed, right? It's what they're smoking.
Yeah.
The tobacco.
That's it. Smoking, but cigarette smoking, whatever. Like.
But
people don't know that. So this is why these conversations is good, to let people know, hey, you need to go, you might have some inflammatory in your lungs, or you might have mucus built up. You need to get you some key limes, some elderberry, some black seed, all of these things for the immune system. Like, people don't teach these things to each other, and some people don't know. So that's like, again, why we here, like, to have these open conversations, because a lot of people are afraid to discuss things because they feel like one of the biggest things about people in general is the only stupid question is the question you don't ask. A lot of people are afraid to ask questions because they feel like it's a stupid question. And I feel like no. And they feel like it makes them unsmart not to know something. Nobody knows everything. Shit changes every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I tell my kids that all the time, like, yo, I didn't get all this information by being a know-it-all. It's because I'm very inquisitive. Like, when I come across something I'm unfamiliar with, and then having a smartphone just enhanced it. I'm like, yo, like I always say, we live in the era of stupid people with smartphones. A motherfucker be holding an iPhone and ask you for directions like that shit ain't got a GPS on it and a map. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a motherfucker know how to load up an Instagram or a TikTok and all that shit but motherfucker don't know how to pull up some information.